Welcome everybody. We have the brand new Apple iPad Pro here, which is now the smaller version of the last year's iPad Pro. So we have 9.7 inches, the original iPad size. Apple introduced, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, a few years after the iPhone. It was the latest revolution. The numbers are a little bit declining now for Apple, since a lot of people already have a tablet or just don't need a tablet anymore, since notebooks are getting so thin. But this is actually something that you can buy additionally to your notebook, since this iPad is also possible to use with a keyboard and a pen. And for example, especially with a pen, it's quite interesting to use for designers, I think, because Apple claims that this is the most precise pen and tablet device that you can use for especially CAD and industrial designers, CAD designers will be happy to use this little or big tablet. So I have here the 9.7 inch version of the iPad Pro with no LTE, just the Wi-Fi 32 gigabytes device, and let's see what's inside the box. Let's compare this with the first generations of the iPad design. So I have an iPad 3 here, third generation, which still had the 40-pin connector. The fourth one had the Lightning connector half a year later. And then I also have an iPad mini, so you guys can see the size differences. I don't have an iPad Air right now with me, which is a little bit sad, since it would be also the same size, I think, just that this one has the new camera, the new processor inside, and just, I think, maybe even a slimmer design, but I'm not sure about that. So here's the tablet itself. Already when you take it out of the box, looks quite good, but we will first see what else you will get for your money. For $500 to $600, it's not a cheap tablet, but not the most expensive iPad Pro, obviously, that's out there. But what's expensive is actually the accessories. So especially, for example, here the keyboard case, which I will also shoot a separate video on, cost $170. It's just way too expensive if you ask me. But it's around about the same price as Microsoft is selling their iPad, their keyboard cases, and then the pen that I have shown you before costs $120. Which is also really quite expensive. $120 just for a little pencil that's, I think, not even an active stylus, but more about that in a few other videos. So then we have a keyboard here, and obviously the charger. The charger is still at 10 watts, obviously a little bit stronger than the iPhone chargers, but with 5.1 volts and 2.1 amps, still not as strong as Android devices, which have also up to 15 watts already, which means even faster charging times for those. So that's it from the box contents. So a lightning cable, USB cable, no USB Type-C, and then obviously a little bit of reading material, and I think the Apple stickers as usual. So let me just show you quite quickly what's inside here. So some manuals in different languages, warranty cards, and then you have your stickers with Apple on them. But let's check out the tablet itself. Now 9.7 inches is exactly the size that I can hold up with my hand. I have quite big hands, but you can see that it could work out even with a bumper or something around it. This is something that you can definitely do. It has multiple speakers, for example, on the top and on the bottom, and also multiple microphones built in, so for Skype calls and anything like that will be quite perfect. Also the Lightning port here on the bottom. Still in the middle we have your Touch ID, so for fast and secure payments, and obviously online shopping, this could be quite handy. The camera sticks out like in the Apple iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Now, since it has the same hardware inside, obviously a bigger battery and a bigger screen, this is quite obvious that we still have also here the better camera with 4K resolution and the dual flash LED, so you can also shoot now here pictures in the dark if you want to do that. A nice little microphone right next to it. Here's the on and off switch, and on the side you have the volume rockers, but no mute button. Then on this side, something new, as I said before, we have that keyboard dock possibility that you have also with the big iPad Pro, so that's quite nice here to have. And then we are all around the device already. Let me unlock it here. Don't have the Touch ID right now built or set up, so I can just type here on the camera, and then you will see, for example, the back camera, which has wide angle, that's alright. And I could even see now myself here in the Apple actually, which is a quite nice little mirror also. So it will attract fingerprints quite easily, but what you can also see is on the front, that the front camera, the iSight camera, is also quite good, and I can shoot easily perfect selfie pictures here with this brand new iPad, which is, as I said, still not as small as an 8-inch iPad mini. So this would be the iPad mini of the second generation, so we still don't have Touch ID, but the size didn't change much in the last few generations, so that's the same. And then I have here the regular iPad third generation with the big border, no iPad Air yet. And the biggest difference for me was right away on the back, the silver. The material looks a little bit different. Color seems to be the same, but it feels and looks just a tiny wee bit different in terms of really what the material is made of. And the corners are also not as glossy on the old ones, just a little bit more plasticky, but still the brand new Apple iPad Pro looks quite beautiful. More about it soon in my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs and see you guys around.